You talk PPA Tour, APP Tour, things like that. They've got the game.
They've got the game. They've got enough time, practice. They're a couple of young guys.
It's pretty exciting. Gotta be.
Oh, and you see Palman try to put that quickly on Cass. Cass said nope, denied.
8-9-2 coming back for the serve of Chad Palman.
8-9-2, 0-1.
Yeah, you can see Cass leaning on those forehand roll dinks, thinking about going. Never does, didn't need to. 9-8-1 on the side out. Kraje has been waiting to be able to rip one.
Yeah, he has.
Tim Cass finally said, go ahead, buddy. Tim Cass, the leader of the Ruckus, and you can kind of tell he's the older guy, and he's kind of the head coach of this duo as well. Derek Kraje wise enough to listen, and now we are 1 point away on 10-8-1 to, as we had in women's gold, a 15-point sprint for gold in the men's side. One more point to get. That's easier said than done, or is it? Palman lunges into the net, and how about that show from Kraje and Cass? 11-5, 11-8. They've come all the way back through some of the premier teams, not only in this tournament, but in the game of pickleball. They're about to explode because the popularity and the sponsorship that's coming into the game, bringing big dollars with it.
You're absolutely right. We've seen these purses go from 20, 30, 40 bucks. Now you're at 50, 100, a couple thousand. Some of the pros are going for 10, 15, $20,000 purses.
Well, the serve opened on the gate side, as it generally does, and it leads to the first point on that backhand volley finish from Cass. 102. Drop from Cass.
Yeah,
look at
surprising Jimbo there.
Took it out of the air and took it out of the air with a swinging cross. That, I can't explain to people the difficulty of that shot that Tim Cass just hit.
And it's so hard. You want to be deceptive. You don't want to give away your shot. And Cass just waiting to the very last minute, keeping that shot short and deceptive.
Well, 2-0-2. Pick up a couple points when you serve first. Make it 3 for the Roanoke Ruckus. And that's always the debate. People say if you're confident, you think you're the better team, you get the choice, serve first, because you believe you're going to win most of the points. Pick up a couple, get them on their heels. If you don't, defer the serve. Great pickup right there. That was wide. Yeah, and Derek Kraje says
Kraje is calling that ball out.
And it was. You could see it from up top here. 4-0-2. It is wide. Again, worth noting that Peterson and Palman were not protesting that. 4-0-2. Rapid start for the Roanoke Ruckus. Coming all the way over, taking that one for his partner. Tim Cass, 5-0 start. And the momentum clearly with the team in the white shirts. We're still on.
Jimbo saying, hey, you know what? This isn't working for us. Let us try something different. Let me stack. Come over here. Let me help you out.
Trying to exploit that stack, but slipping his Cass, but everything going the Ruckus's way. Still manages to keep it in place, sprint back into position. Couldn't quite get it. But you look at how well the Ruckus are playing right now. That should have been over when Cass slipped, but everything has become a little bit more difficult right now for Jimbo and Chad.
I didn't even know how Cass got that drop in. He had that drop perfectly with that backhand, just not enough. Not enough to get the point.
No. He is just dialed in right now, Tim Cass. Get him to smile occasionally. He smiles once every other 8,000 great shots. But it's because he expects it, to be honest with you, in a quick timeout. He's the nicest guy you'll ever find. I like messing with him. Great dude. It's the highest praise. You know you're an ex-baseball player. Great dude's the highest form of praise you can give. Oh, man. 6-0-1 here. And the wheels are falling off a little bit for Jimbo and Chad, and that's why they're going to call a timeout pretty early on here. And this is what happened in game one of the best 2 of 3. Before we knew it, they were only playing to 11. It was 10-2. They righted the ship a little bit, did Peterson and Palman, to get back to 5-10, but margin for error had dipped to 0 at that point, and there wasn't much they could do about it. They need to steady themselves here before that becomes the case in this game to 15.
Absolutely. And you know what? We don't really see Peterson and Palman making too many adjustments. They know what's coming. They're still unable to get that ball over the net on that dinking game.
Well, you just got to eat the elephant one bite at a time here right now. And the first bite is to get the side out. The second bite is to become more efficient in their third shots. You know, the drives haven't been working. That generally will work for a team like Peterson and Palman. Cass and Kraje have shown the ability to handle that pressure. Out of the timeout, 6:01, Cass on the serve.
And I believe this is their 6th match playing against one another. So each team having enough time to really study their opponents.
Wow, can't believe Palman didn't rip that through the middle. Peterson tries, and man, a couple great blocks from Cass, but they were in an indefensible position there against a player of the caliber of Jimbo Peterson. Something called inevitability, Max, and we just witnessed it there. Oh, Kraje finally got to drive one, and that's the beauty of the soft strategy, Max.
Yep.
You got that change of pace. It comes with the fastball. In baseball, you call it pitching backwards. You know, soft, soft, whoops, there's the fastball, slip it by him. That's what Kraje just did right there. Boom!
Yeah.
And the onslaught continues. 8:02.
We're going to have a court change here, right?
Yeah, we'll have a change over.
Just rooting them on, saying, you know what, Jimbo, it's okay. We got some, keep some for tomorrow.
8:02. This is a long way from over, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Cass able to get to it. And another lob. Jimbo kind of overswung there, but it'll pay off.
Yep.
Jimbo, I think, got that down a little quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah, Jimbo wanted to get that ball nice and deep. Just got on top of it a little too much, and you know what? He still got lucky.
0-8-1. Cass picking his spots. Oh, look at the paddles nearly collide in the middle, both thinking the same thing. Jimbo's coming middle, and we'll be ready. They were. 0-8-2.
Oh, and they are on the board now.
That will not be a pickle, nor did I ever think that possibility existed.
Not against Jimbo and Palman.
Yeah. 1-8-2. I tell you, that backhand volley from Cass is elite.
He's able to get on top of it, get that topspin going, rotates that wrist, and just explodes on it. And it is so tough to get a decent shot on that. Oh,
Tough to get a
misfires.
decent shot on that return, too.
Yeah.
That was an elite return from Palman. Right to the corner backhand side. 8-1-2 on the serve from Cass. Caught the top of the paddle for Jimbo. And saw that deep breath exhale there for Jimbo. I think he's thinking, you know, we all have these games, and it's coming at a bad time for him, but well, maybe not, because that was headed down the line until the tape stood in its way. 9-1
And
on the side out.
Cass and Kraje still have their legs in them. They are exploding all over the court, running everywhere, chasing everything down. It's so fun to watch.
1-9-2, and again, those shots, these are shots that Jimbo just doesn't miss.
Correct.
Again, it's been one of those games here at an inopportune time. 1-9-2. Switching on the Ruckus. And again, the firefight won by Tim Cass, and it didn't last all that long.
No, 4 or 5 shots, and Cass gets the ball back.
9-1-1.
Oh, and Jimbo Peterson showing life. It's not over, folks.
Yeah,
he's going to get that ball back.
There's the Jimbo that we know, curling
right.
that two-hand backhand over the top of the post and deep into the corner. 9-1-2. Needs quite a few more of those, though. He was there. You got to be so fine when you have to go pick those up, so delicate, because if you pop it up at all, you're in such a prone position in the kitchen.
Absolutely, and I mean, when it's that close to the net, you also don't want your paddle to run into that net, giving away that point.
That's right. 10-1.
Oh, that ball was
was wide, but didn't call it. The ATP was going to be good anyway. From Jimbo Peterson. Side out at 110.
Jimbo showing signs of life right now, taking a couple deep breaths, showing some emotion. Telling his partner, get up there.
Love this. Love that lob, though, as a counter. Yeah, that leads to a point. And that was very, very smart from Palman. You could see the pattern that Cass was using. Forehand once, backhand, back to him, forehand. I'm coming with the flick. He had time to think about it. Doesn't matter how long you have to think about that.
Don't do that with Tim Cass.
Or anybody. 2-10-2. Yeah, great shot by Jimbo. Set that up. Cass had to throw his body out there to get it back, and that left the Ruckus. The defense is down 3-10-2. A couple more from Peterson. Palman trying to pull back in this incrementally. Oh, no. Yeah, Palman very rarely will miss that. 10-3-1. Derek Kraje to serve. The hokey.
Up.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were just talking about, Max.
About.
He was there, but he couldn't follow through. He's going to hit the net. 10-3-2. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't much Kraje could do with that.
No, he put that ball up just for Jimbo to go wherever he wanted with that backhand.
So another quick side out, another opportunity for Peterson and Palman. Wonder if Kraje and Cass, they've got 2 timeouts. Might call one here if Peterson and Palman get it in going. Yeah, just long.
Yeah, it was just a little long.
Yeah, we've got the perfect angle looking straight down on that line. You can see our feet there on the top of the shot. That was indeed the proper call. I got to hand it to our officials. I haven't seen a missed call in any of our broadcast games by a referee or a player, quite frankly. I see them all the time on these courts in rec games, primarily by my opponents.
Oh, what a shot by Palman. Really tricking everybody going inside out on Tim Cass.
4-10.
4-10-2.
Yeah, 5-10-2. And again, I think the Ruckus are going to think about a timeout, and they do. Yep, Cass tosses the paddle back in his position. Yep, that's exactly what they do there. 10-5-1.
It's a big side out for Kraje and Cass. Get that momentum back under their belt.
Because the deficit created a situation where Peterson and Palman can't trade points.
Yep.
They need points and stops, points and stops. Great cross-court dink, and that's why Cass pulls it off of him. Thought Palman would try to do more with the shot prior, but it was more than enough. 10-5-2. Serve on Cass. And I think you'll see some emotion from Jimbo if they can get the side out here. Big return. Oh, and a flick lob. When I was first introduced to pickleball, Max, you used to do that to me repeatedly. I started calling it the Gutierrez. It hasn't caught on through the world of pickleball as I thought, but since this is our tournament and our broadcast, the Gutierrez was good for the 11th point. But the service error is good for the side out.
I'd rather take on the Buziti than the Gutierrez.
Well,
I'll take an 11-0 run any day of the week.
Peterson, Palman
putting
Just
together
need
one right
a
now.
10-0 run, and they'd be our gold medalists here.
Yeah.
They need a Bouzidi light right here. Cass struggling to tiptoe. That was good. On the sideline, 6-11-1. Serve. Chad Palman.
6-11-1.
Kraje got getting the better end of that shot, speeding it up at Jimbo. Peterson, usually not somebody you want to speed it up on, but gets a little lucky, fortunate with that shot. Jimbo right into the net.
6-11-2.
See if they hit it over to Kraje. Kraje is typically the guy that speeds up the point.
That was
and
wide.
just goes a little wide.
It was wide.
Oh, is it a foot fault?
Football, but it
side
was
out.
also wide.
Gotcha.
It's a side out to Kraje and Cass. Peterson just shaking his head, saying, come on, man. 11-6-1. Big opportunity here for Kraje and Cass. And
miss
first
hit
one goes
there.
wanting for Cass. And sometimes the ball just doesn't take the bounce that you think on the spin that you read. That looked like that was the case for Tim Cass there.
Yeah, Jimbo putting a lot of slice on that ball. Ball never came up.
11-6-2. That was in for a side out. Kraje thought it was going to side spin its way wide, and it was about a millimeter from doing so. 6-11. Another side out forced by Peterson and Palman. And there's no doubt about it, Peterson and Palman playing their way back into this game. But, man, they got punched in the mouth to start it on that 8-0 run.
Yeah.
Switch
Just
by the
execution.
Ruckus. That's deep.
Oh. And Cass and Kraje having an opportunity to reset that point, never did so. Just playing towards Palman's game there.
7-11-1. Serve to the backhand of Kraje. Short return. You know what's coming, and it's indefensible. That's why that serve return, the depth of it's just so important. Short, you got all kinds of angles. You got all kinds of spin options. 8-11-1. 8-11-2. I think Jimbo got a little overamped there on
He knows it too. Big old smile coming from Jimbo.
the momentum turn there that this game has taken.
8-11-2.
Yeah, got that dink a little high, but Cass trying to get more angle on that shot prior. 9-11-2.
9-11-2.
Great shot to set it up by Derek Kraje. Cass calmly puts it home. 11-9 on the side out one. Much of the lead has eroded here for the Ruckus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jimbo
and-
speeding that one up.
Well, and the problem I saw there was Cass stepping around to the forehand that opened up the middle and forced Kraje to defend with the backhand.
Yep. Jimbo saw that too.
I thought he might. Rapid side out.
That's right.
And I think another point here for point or two for Peterson Palman. That probably see the second time out. That's
Jimbo.
that shot Jimbo
Yeah.
he's struggled with the entire gold medal match.
Yep.
And as they say, that third shot drop is just so critical. If it's there, it's there. It sets up your strategy. If it's not, particularly if you're missing in the net, you're dead. And wow, a rapid side out the other way.
Kraje looking at Cass and saying, settle down. Let's focus up here. Let's
Yeah,
slow the
I
game
think-
down, play our game.
You know, when you get on the cusp of any sort of significant moment in athletics,
Here's Cass. Reset.
Ah, what a roll. I was
Yep.
about to say, when you get on the cusp of any milestone or moment, and this victory would be one for Cass and Kraje, it would announce their arrival not on the tour scene, but at this level of large-scale Moneyball pickleball. Now they're 2 points away at 13-9. There is a tendency to look ahead and forget about the step-by-step and how difficult it is to beat people like Jimbo Peterson and Palman. It looks like they've rediscovered that now on 13-9-1.
It's such a great point, John. I mean, it's at this level of play, you really want to make a name for yourself, and it's very rare that you get the opportunity to do so against, elite players like Peterson and Palman. But, Cass and Kraje just showing they may be the next level pickleball
A
players.
point away, and Cass with the
Holy
ATP,
cow.
and a timeout for Peterson and Palman. 14-9-1. Icy glare from Derek Kraje. That will turn into a smile if they can find one more winner here against Peterson and Palman. Serve from Cass. Return to Kraje, and it's 14-9-2.
14-9-2.
Cass. Yeah, talk about sensing it.
Yeah.
He had it there. Just
Just
a little
gotta-
quick with the snap on that roll.
Yep.
9-14-1. And make no mistake about it, Peterson and Palman have the pedigree to pull out of a hole like this.
It's a big stop for Peterson and Palman right here.
You don't have to tell Tim Cass and Derek Kraje that. But that's long. And it's 9-14-2. This crowd growing behind the fence line in the breezeway here. Not a great drop. Better the second try. Not a great shot from Derek Kraje.
Jimbo doing a great job of staying low on that shot just so he can get over it. Even though the shot was low, Jimbo stayed lower.
14-2.
Able to drill it in.
14-2. That is long on the lob. Interesting choice from Palman there. Side out, 14-10-1.
It's a risky shot by Palman right there.
10-1.
Slow it down. Now they do. That was going long. Instinctual swat at it by Cass.
Peterson with those lightning fast hands.
14-10-2 serve to Tim Cass, the leader of the Roanoke Ruckus. And Kraje.
Oh, and they force a huge side out.
Kraje couldn't believe Palman put it in his strike zone.
Yep.
That was the old slip by 0-2 fastball, Max. 10-14-1. Whoops.
Yep. Don't put it up there for Jimbo.
11-14-1. It's far from over, and the Ruckus have one more timeout at their disposal should they want to use it. Peterson and Palman out of timeouts in this decisive game to 15 in our gold medal match. Wide. Wow. And
shot.
again, when the Ruckus has stayed patient, they've had the better of it, Max. You pointed it out very early in game one, and it has rang true all the way through here to game three.
Just a strategy that, it's to the opposite end of Peterson and Palman's game. They just stick with it. Should work. But once they speed it up, they're playing right into it. Yep, just like that.
And Kraje speeds it up to the backhand, but winds up losing it on the forehand. 12-14-2.
12-14-2.
John, my hands are starting to sweat.
I know, exactly. It's no longer because of the heat up here either. tape help, and it's enough for the side out. And somewhere, Yusuf feels the pain of Jimbo Peterson. 14-12, 2 opportunities. Wear the medals and claim the cash. Oh, what a shot. Palman gets to it, but can't get it there. And rejoice, Ruckus. Your leaders will bring the gold back to Roanoke.
What
Tim
a
Cass,
game.
Derek Kraje, your inaugural body armor gold medal winners. They'll wear the medals. They'll claim the cash.